And the state of Hawaii's constitution, regardless of the fact that those entities are not even here legally, but we do expect them to uphold at least their own laws.
Thank you.
And then constitutional when it's there.
That's right, exactly. It should be the foundation.
Council would make a law. Yeah. So the constitutional law should be voted out.
Having bandwidth problems. I keep cutting out. Sorry about that. But as long as there's bandwidth, I will continue to broadcast. We're live at Occupy Honolulu, where we are momentarily expecting the authorities to arrive. Their trucks are lined up on the other side of the park. They came yesterday morning to tag. Let me get up to a tag. To tag everything, to make it subject to seizure. Like the sign, you can see here. That tag subjects it to seizure according to the new law enacted by the City Council. We just had a performance of a Bach cello suite by a musician to support us. A lot of press here. Of course, they were tipped off to the fact that anything you want to say to the world on
not much, except we're making our stand. You know, Mayor Carlisle says that we are in fact allowed to be here 24/7, do what we need to do for free speech, and that any items that have any kind of message on it is considered free speech, and that it would not be touched. So we're going to see if he holds to his word.
Thank you.
City workers have got orders.
City workers have got orders
not to take signs.
not to take signs.
And to be nice and polite is what they're there for.
And very fitting.
After us.
Don't worry, just like last time, I'm sure we'll have HPD flying above us.
We're live at Occupy Honolulu, where we're expecting crews to come by, try and seize property. I'll take a little walk around here. It's after 9. We learned from them that there is a 9 o'clock was their start time.
Or anything else creative.
They cannot take, according to the main attorney, head attorney for the city, things that have expressive content, which would be signs, although they did tag signs. You can see, I can't get off on the roadside area, but this tent itself is expressive. The encampment itself is expressive. Most of the people here are not homeless and in fact stay here in order to express political opinion. You can see that they did tag even these plants. I don't know if you can read that, but that's what the city officials did yesterday, saying that in 24 hours they would seize the property. This area has been used actually for a public forum and is one of the longest continuing Occupy areas, encampments there is in the world, maybe.
Oh, there's a high school class headed here.
I think the record is 100 days. I think we're on, this encampment is at 89 days. A newsperson told me I made this sign, so let me explain it. Newsperson told me this sign, some people, they showed it on the news live, and they said some people thought it meant that I was down with Hitler and that if it's legal, it's okay. And no, it's not. This is actually a quote from Martin Luther King, from his letter from a Birmingham jail, and it points out that just because it's legal doesn't make it right, and that legalities, the law can be used to do very bad things. So let me be really clear, and it is a quote from Martin Luther King Jr., letter from a Birmingham jail. I marched with this at the Martin Luther King Day Parade earlier in January, and originally to oppose the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act's indefinite detention of citizens without trial. Anyway, I just wanted to explain that on the record. I'm going to highlight that out later on so people know what the deal is. You'll see much lavai, or ferns, that were gathered this morning to purify the area, to sanctify it. I think you can see that this area is indeed a public forum and an area for the expression of political ideas. And if it's not here, then where is it? I don't think we can get a good sign because of the backlight, but that sign says injustice occurring. Some sidewalk art here. Peace, love, and understanding. We're at Thomas Square awaiting the authorities who want to shut the encampment down. This is a very interesting art installation, one would call it. Let's take a close look at some of these while we await the city police. That says, end corporate personhood. I'm an old guy. I can't believe that this is a controversial idea at all. I can't believe that corporations are people and that people aren't. So the homeless are criminalized and the corporations are personified. That says Occupy with Aloha. This group, Occupy Honolulu, from the very beginning declared a solidarity with the Native Hawaiians, indigenous people, the Kanaka Maoli, who believe that Hawaii itself is already subject to an illegal military occupation. This is a little symbolic house, or perhaps even a tent. Live in harmony with nature. This looks like it has some Keith Haring kind of vibe to it. It says, I want to break free. Definitely expressive. Here's a tower. Say no to empire. Forgive student debt. And of course the famous welcome sign. This appears to be a replica of the one that was tagged earlier. is a great tower. The lighting's a little hard here, but you can tell obviously a work of art. This is the famous banner that has gone all over in the last 24 hours. Has been all over. It says Aloha Aina, occupy to deoccupy Hawaii and the world. Hard to see because of the lighting. Free Lucas. This was made within minutes of the arrest of Lucas Miller, who was at this exact area after 10 p.m. The city claims that this is the sidewalk and this is the park. Sidewalk, park. And that the park isn't where it seems to be. This appears to be park. This appears to be not park. Lucas was here and was arrested for being in the park. The borders are not clearly marked, and in fact, by this wall is the sign, notice to public, about the park closure times. Here's a stack of signs that should not be subject to seizure because they're definitely expressive. Some of these showing a lot of thought and artistry, if not intelligence. Some of the bicycles were tagged yesterday, but I don't think this is one of them. You can see this. These things in the corner are all tags. I don't want to get too close because I don't want to get beamed on the head by this bamboo post. The encampment itself was very well organized. You can see there's a compost heap. We'll just take a look at some of the signs and some of the people. Here's a sign. If anyone wants to say anything live on the internet, just flag me down. You want to say something? No? Also, if you don't want to be shown, you can put your hand up like this. That tells me that I'm accommodating. I'm going to tend not to show people's faces unless I know that they're actually okay with it.
You guys ask when you get asked the mayor, to get on TV, ask the mayor why he doesn't have the balls. Use the word the balls to show up here himself.
That's
right?
it.
I would say that. Show his face. He just hides in his little. It's just a couple blocks away. Why doesn't he come down and tell you what he thinks?
Why doesn't he come down?
Doesn't have the balls to do it.
You can speak live on the internet if you want.
The mayor should come down here. He doesn't have the balls to do it and talk to you personally about what he's doing. And this action is taking. Instead of sending out his henchmen to do it. And we're friends, Peter, but not all the time.
I think that's right. It's actually quite a crowd here. It's a good gathering of people. Considering it's a weekday.
Yeah, how many were here at the height, at the best day, residing here?
Actually camping out here?
Yeah.
Boy.
Oh, Lucas.
20, 30.
Oh, yeah? That's pretty good. I predict, knowing, back in the 70s, things start to happen in April and May.
Yeah.
When it gets warmer. Here we're year-round, but
yeah.
The mainland's going to inspire people here to act. Something's going to happen this summer in the mainland. There's going to be like open stuff. Something's going to happen to someone like Kent State kind of stuff. And
while we here, let's send some solidarity and aloha and good vibes out to the other Occupy movement.
I just feel it.
You Oakland guys, you guys are crazy, man.
They are. I grew up in that area. We were crazy. We
see that? That's right. That's right. My
Shit.
dad and my ex-wife are from the Bay Area.
Oh yeah, but I was in
Berkeley.
I was in Berkeley. Berkeley people are crazy.
Berkeley people are crazy.
I don't know.
I was there the day after, there for all the Black Panther trials.
Yeah.
It was something else. At People's Park, the day after People's Park.
That's right.
You know, they just can't stand it here. People here, I think there's actually kind of a mentality where people want to just accept things as they are.
They're a little bit too dependent on their silence, is what I call it.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm getting this good shot of the encampment.
But I see it's changing. You see that nice lady, Holly Huber, speaking up at about the yesterday on TV at a hearing, and she was speaking up about the tax exempt status and calling out one of the departments for basically refusing to accept public testimony. People are speaking their minds more and more. They're not used to this.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing. And people at whatever level should come up and say what they feel and confront these people. And I think actually people should talk about voting everybody off the council and vote in when these elections come up. Vote for the person who is the least money. There's got to be someone who doesn't represent the ruling class, someone who represents the people's real interest. Because these people, you go there and you talk, and they don't respond to you generally.
Right.
They've already made their decisions.
Right.
So what's the point? You know?
There's some movement
Trucks
here.
are moving out.
Trucks are moving. Can't see it too well.
Trish will be here momentarily.
So the trucks are moving. That means that police and the other forces will be here
Police in
soon.
the vest? The police in the yellow vest?
I don't know. They have yellow and orange. I'm not too
Originally,
sure.
they said the police weren't going to be involved in this.
I remember them saying that it's not going to cost anything.
It's not going to cost anything, right?
Because they're just going to use regular employees.
Yeah, more lives.
Yeah.
HPD's down there searching.
I'm wondering, a lot of
I'll ask Trish about that when I
HPD
see
stands for Honolulu Police Department.
How much is this costing?
And they've been using a lot of aloha-shirted, what they call public affairs officers. It's hard to tell who's police and who's a supporter, you know. There's good to that, there's bad to that. I'm net positive on the use of the aloha-shirted public affairs guys.
Jim Fulton.
Who's Jim?
I think that's him. I'm not quite sure. It looks like him. No, it's not him. Looks like him. The mayor's old Jim Fulton's not Jim. Looks like him.
We're pointed
He and I talked on the phone several times about all this.
down the street, waiting for. This is a one-way street, Veritanians. Or if the truck crews come, they generally come down this street. They pulled out. They might have gone up.
They're coming around this way.
So they might be. They might come down this way. You can see an expressive tent going up.
And they're probably going to go all the way down and come back around. Right?
This has a sticker on it. Tent has a Bill 54, or as it is called now under the ROH, Revised Ordinances of Honolulu 11-29. That's the law that this anticipated seizure that will be here soon is based on. Revised Ordinance of Honolulu 11-29. Let me see if I can get a look at what that sign says. I'm looking down Beritani Street. Oh, we've seen that sign. It's a very artistic sign. Tourist industry is still big here in Hawaii, of course. I see flashing lights. Police are doing something. You know, we're half a block from the police station itself, so there are many police. I can interview you. You want to be live? You're live on the internet.
Sure.
Tell me whatever you want to tell me.
So today they're taking down the camp. They hope to do it indefinitely. My mom always said, if you stand for something, you stand for something every day. Some of these people out here, they say they're doing their job. Understandably for their families. Understandably, they're doing their jobs for their families to pay the rent, to pay the bills, you know, food, etc. But they're not standing for something. So when money takes the place of what you're standing for, who you are as a person, what you believe in, that tells a lot about our world and where our youngsters will live. So I hope to get voices, more voices out here.
What does your sign say?
My sign says prejudice, greed equals violence versus humanity. So that's the sign I decided to hold this weekday morning, where they thought they were going to catch us blind. But no, we're not ignorant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And anytime you want to talk, you can run up to me, and hopefully we're connected, so
Okay.
address people on the internet.
Thank you.
Here live at the corner.
Hey, Parker, you want to
Need some expressive content. Everything here has expressive content. Yeah. 9:30-ish here. Used to be a lot of informational materials here. There is a Street Beat newspaper. Street Beat is a newspaper here by homeless people, for homeless people, or houseless as we call it. I'm going to walk down on the ward side and turn around so we can see more of what the authorities want to seize. This is, if I get back here, it's kind of a mini tent that has a Bill 54 Ordinance 1129 sticker on it. That sign says, "Knowledge is power, be curious." And corporate personhood, protect speech. And this is actually a statement that was agreed to in one of the first General Assemblies and is on the website. There's a mic check going on. I'm going to catch that. Okay, we just heard that the crews who were prepared to come here have instead changed their strategy and are going to Ala Park, which is a houseless encampment.
Mic check!
Mic check!
What's the city and county of Honolulu?
What the city and county of Honolulu
is doing
at
Ala Park
Ala Park
is wrong.
is wrong.
They are breaking
They are breaking
Kanawai Hamalahoe. It is not okay
It is not okay
to break the Kanawai.
representing Umo, Hokaina, Ikapono, Umo Kea, Hokaina Ikapono,
Hokaina Ikapono.
Hokaina Ikapono, Umo, Hokaina Ikapono, Umo,
Hokaina Ikapono. Hokaina Ikapono. Good chant. Good chant.
Let the government not forget what happened here in 1843 at this very place.
Wamau Ke'ea Okaina Ikapono, Hawaiian for the life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. It is the state motto, and it was proclaimed when sovereignty was returned to Hawaii from England, who seized it illegally for a short time in 1843 until Admiral Thomas returned it to the Hawaiian people right here in this very spot, which is why this park is named at Thomas Square and is a rectangle with paths describing the crosses of St. George and St. Alfred, could it be? The Union Jack. And that's what this park looks like from the air. Ala Park, for the people that don't know, Ala Park, which is downtown a few miles from here, is traditional houseless kind of encampment. We've learned that the city crews that were prepared to come here or were scheduled to be here at 9 have decided to do Ala Park first. I think they were afraid of all the people here.
Are you out of pig yet? There's this one. Go on top of the
Info board has supplies.
Okay. Return to the info board when called.
The info board that we're talking about is this one right here. This looks like it's part of the, it was courteously put up by the city, but it's not. It's an Occupy Honolulu structure. And it says, this is an info board. It was designed, constructed, and installed here for the purpose of sharing information. Let it be known, this is public property, within public property, brought to the public by some concerned citizens. A lot of people here awaiting the scheduled arrival of city workers and Honolulu Police Department personnel who have backed down from their 9 a.m. scheduled siege to go to Ala Park, a houseless encampment there.
Wow, I can't find a lighter in Occupy Honolulu.
Now with the press, so much of the press here, it means the action in Ala Park might go undocumented, and that's always a problem. There are a lot of cameras here at Occupy. A lot of the campers themselves have equipment, bandwidth, but not so the houseless people at Ala Park. We don't know what that experience is like, and we need to get the people who can't afford houses to afford these little devices and bandwidth, and I'm serious about that. There's some media and whatnot. It's a group, don't know who those guys are, but good to see supporters. We are at, I noticed some viewers just coming online, we're at Occupy Honolulu, Thomas Square, waiting for the arrival of Honolulu Police Department, who have scheduled a raid. It was supposed to happen at 9 a.m. and they're postponed that. They decided to hit a houseless camp in Ala Park, which is downtown. The ordinance that they're using, revised ordinance of Honolulu 11-29, allows the seizure of attended property and is used to further criminalize the houseless and to prevent the expression of dissent. Here's something happening. Let's go check what's going on here.
All over the country and all over the world. So essentially, people were. So for instance, I was watching Wall Street happening, and I was just waiting for one person to put out a call here. And then on meetup.com, an event was posted saying we're doing.
Yeah, to answer my Twitch stream, yes, there's a seizure schedule.
In Chinatown, and so that first day there was probably like 150 people there. So it was a couple people here who've just been watching it, and we're